Welcome to Sema Spox. Sema Spox. This is the 17th edition of Sema Spox. Na tunafurahi sana kwa sababu leo tuko na wageni wetu. Tupigie makofi beneficiaries wa NYOTA. Makofi kabisa kutoka maeneo tofauti tofauti. They are going to be telling us about how they are benefiting from this great program of Sema Spox. Hapana, you are benefiting from NYOTA program. Sindio? Inamaanisha nini? National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement. Sindio? Ama ukipenda star. Sindio? But before we come to that, it's good that we hear what has happened today, and there are great news and recently in government. As you may be aware, the president today has been at the pass out, 46th pass out of prisons, and he's already announced an increase of salaries for prison warders there in Ruiru, and stated that really the maximum scale salaries by 24% under phase 1 and 2 of the Maraga Task Force recommendations, with phase 2 set for July 1st, 2026, to address housing among prison officers. There are 28,000 institutional units that are going to be under development, and 30% already they are actually underway. And PS Salome Biako is very keen on that, under the leadership of CS Kiprimo Murkomen. Inmates healthcare has also improved 56%, registered under the Social Health Authority, supported by the Wanini Kireri Magereza Level 4 Hospital, which he also opened today. It is also true that in government, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi, held bilateral talks with the Sovereign Order of Malta. Very beautiful people. I was very privileged sometimes back in New York to see how they perform. Order of Malta, reaffirming cooperation in maternal and child health, surgical services, and refugee resilience programs. The partnership will also expand specialized medical training and preserve Malindi Historic Chapel, strengthening Kenya's humanitarian and cultural initiative. Further, this is very big news that SHA fraudsters are going to be charged now, those who had stolen our money. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution has approved charges against several hospitals and their owners, the owners of the hospital. You cannot arrest a hospital, can you? And regulatory officials of alleged fraudulent Social Health Authority registration and payment claims. The suspects linked to multiple facilities face prosecution for illegal enrollment operating without the license, and also false pretenses and computer-related fraud safeguarding public health. And one of the other things that has also happened is that farmers are now set to cut post-harvest losses. The Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry has launched the Electronic Warehouse Receipt System, EWRS, enabling farmers to store produce, access loans using digital receipts, and reduce post-harvest losses of 30 to 40%. During the pilot phase, 144 receipts were issued, 44 financed, and 11,744 bags delivered, strengthening food security and market. And finally, Makueni now has got a copper mining company. A Chinese firm plans to invest $2 billion in copper mining plant at Mteto Andei. Now, can you imagine Kenya now we can also produce copper? Makueni County capitalizing on global prices that reached $12,986 per ton in January 2026. The project is expected to create jobs, generate tax revenue, formalize artisanal mining, and support Kenya's Vision 2030 industrialization agenda. And by the way, when we talk about industrialization, there are some people we have seen within the ranks and file of the opposition who have been questioning the privatization agenda, and it's very good to respond to them because they are trying to look for ways in which they are going to mislead Kenyans. We, as a government, will ensure that the privatization initiative under the Privatization Act 2025 is a strategic tool to unlock value for mature state assets, generating up to Kenya shillings 600 billion in revenue, revive capital markets, and fund national priorities like the National Infrastructure Fund, reducing reliance on debt while democratizing ownership for every Kenyan. The act passed in October 2025 and upheld by the High Court in February 2026, after dismissing constitutional challenges, streamlines the process for 11 key parastatals, ensuring transparency and public participation. Flagship example, the Kenya Pipeline Company, KPO IPO, the initial public offer, extended to February 24, 2026 already, offers 65% of shares of Kenya shillings, 9 shillings of Kenya shillings, targeting 106 billion to support infrastructural and regional energy security, and Uganda's strategic 20.15 stake under NYOTA underscores cross-border collaboration. And here we expect that they will also be able to even have some representation in the board. Other entities include the Kenyatta International Convention Center, a new Kenya Cooperative Creameries, and Kenya Seed Company, selected for their commercial viability to attract private investment and improve efficiency in agriculture, tourism, and dairy sectors. The benefits to Kenyans, the proceeds will feed into the National Infrastructure Fund and the Sovereign Wealth Fund, funding transformative projects like creating opportunities for retail investors. This fosters innovation, job creation, and economic resilience, evidenced by KPC's strong fundamentals, 91% market share, 45% EBITDA margin. So that means anyone out there who is trying to confuse fellow Kenyans by saying that this money is going to be misused, is going to pay debts and all of that. No, we are going to roll out infrastructure. If they are stalled projects, for example, recently we are able to unlock 6,000 kilometers of roads because we now have been able to give out 177 billion Kenya shillings, and we've been able to pay the pending bills up to 255 billion, verified ones, because we need money to circulate in the economy, because most people who are not being paid are between 0 to 98 million. So you can see that is what the government is doing, and also to strengthen, as you have heard, the privatization process will also strengthen the work done by small traders, MSMEs, and that is why today we have the NYOTA program, and we are ready to hear from people wakisema na Spox, Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itanawiri kwa moja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo? Basi kabisa. Now, we have many Kenyans here of all walks of life. Most of them ni majenzi. Majenzi hoye! Muko gangari! Sasa leo katika kipindi ya Sema na Spox tunataka kusikia kile ambacho serikali imeweza kuwafanyia. Nani atakuwa wa kwanza kutuambia vile hii mpango ya NYOTA imekusaidia? Ulikuwa unafanya wapi before? How did you apply? What have you been able, how much did you get? What have you been able to do? Who are the customers? Who will be the first one to do so? Please, you have the mic. Haraka haraka tafadhali. Speak louder.
I am Naftali Mandere, a NYOTA beneficiary. Before I got the NYOTA, I used to do mjengo. And through mjengo, I learned the skill of interior and exterior house painting and home renovation. But the problem is the job is normally seasonal. So anytime siko job, I was really idle. So I used the NYOTA fund to actually set aside hustle whereby I sell onions and nyanyas, simple grocery setup. So it has really helped me. Besides that, I'm doing a short course on digital marketing. It also helped me to buy some equipment because I'm a content creator, some simple mics. So the NYOTA fund has been really helpful. Besides that, ile time nafanya interior and exterior house painting, I leave somebody there. So I employ watu wawili. So to me, the NYOTA fund was of help. Thank you.
Makofi. So you've already employed two more people.
Yes.
Wow. What are they helping you in doing? Wanakusaidia kufanya nini?
They help me in doing deliveries because certainly niko stationary. I do home deliveries and we build a network of people, maybe church members and everything. So besides selling them pen as uzia, I do delivery. So I need a person at the spot. I need another person who's actually doing the home deliveries. So yeah.
Very good. Makofi kabisa. So already you can see now NYOTA is creating, even employment opportunities. Now let's hear a second beneficiary. Introduce yourself and your full names and how you also came into the program.
My name is Beatrice Ngiri. I am a NYOTA beneficiary. Before that, I was working at a company, Home Master Company in Kasarani. I was the head of accounts there. After NYOTA, after getting the money, I'm now self-employed. I sell shoes in Kawendani. And through NYOTA, I can say that it has helped me right now. I've only employed one person. We have separated. Yeah, I have 2 jobs right now. I'm glad because right now I can see the profit already within the ratio of 2 weeks. Yeah,
A ratio of what?
2 weeks. The first 2 weeks.
Wow, amazing, amazing. Makofi kabisa. So what can you say about the NYOTA program for those who are having negative thoughts here and there? What can you say?
What I can say about NYOTA, with that 22,000, it has helped a lot of youth. We are just representatives right here. There are many people who can testify that NYOTA has helped them. With that NYOTA beneficiary, and I believe it's a new opportunity for us youth to be self-employed and to also assist the society.
Wow. Na sasa wewe unasikiaje sasa wakati kulikuwa naambiwa ati serikali haija connect na youth? Na wewe sasa unaweza kusema namna gani? How do you feel? What is your relationship with the government?
Right now, with the relationship, when I recall about how they've helped us since we started, during the training, even after disbursement, they are working with us. So right now I can say I'm benefiting. The government, they are truly helping us and they are willing to help us grow.
So majenzi sasa umefikiwa
Well, tumefikiwa.
Makofi hapo kabisa. Wanasema that Gen Zs are not being helped by the government. Sasa tumezunguka, president amezunguka NYOTA the whole country, then they are also the same one saying now you see, I think it is the greatest height of dishonesty. Ama mnasemaje majenzi? Si ndio? Watu washindwe, si ndio? Kwa sababu hizi inawasaidia kabisa. 121,000 youth benefiting, 84 per ward in all of the 1,450 wards across the country, over 2.5 billion, isn't it? Makofi hapo kwa Gava. Na ndio leo tumekuja kubonga na Sema na Gava, Sema na Spox, bonga na Gava. Tunabonga na nini? Hapo sasa tuende beneficiary number 3 quickly in quick succession. Please introduce your full names and how you came to enjoy this program.
I'm Gloria Naneu Murumbi.
Ati Naneu?
Yeah.
Ongea kwa nguvu kidogo Naneu.
I'm also a NYOTA beneficiary.
So, umetoka huko Masaini wewe Naneu?
Yes, I'm from Kilgoris.
Haya basi ashole. Endelea.
So before I became a NYOTA beneficiary, I had a cooperative. I opened my own cooperative to benefit my community because my community is somehow low in terms of money. So my community also they should have mchango so that they can pay school fees for their kids. So the time it became so hard for me to run because I don't have capital. I had a small capital, but when I became a NYOTA beneficiary, I opened my business of shangas. I started with some small amount, but when 22,000 came, so my business is somehow running well, and I think so for now I employed one person and she's also a youth, so she's running well and my business is coming nicely.
Makofi kabisa. Very well, very well. Thank you very much. So what are the lessons that you've learned from that, my friend?
The lessons that I've learned from there is like the lessons that we learned from there, that NYOTA project is something very good for our gender, for youths, and it has helped us a lot. Tumefurahia sana.
Makofi, makofi, makofi. Na message yako kwa mayouth wenzako namna gani ambao pengine wanasema Gava isaidii, mimi siwezi kujisaidia? What can you tell them? What have you done for yourself personally?
Nitaambia tu wenzangu kuwa waache kuwa ignorant, kwa sababu wanapata messages wanaignore, wanaona ni scam. So nitawaambia in case of anything, wakiona anything NYOTA or any beneficiary for youth, let them apply because it's something very good and it's not a scam.
Makofi kabisa, makofi hapo. Naona kuna rafiki yangu anaitwa Kevin Aaron anatuangalia huko akiwa upande wa Rift Valley. Kenneth Aaron, you know, asante sana kwa sababu ya hiyo. Twende kwa beneficiary number 4 quickly, tuambie unaitwa nani na hii ndio imekusaidia namna gani?
Okay, kwa majina mimi naitwa Rasta Stambushi, mkazi wa Narok, nakaa hapa Kasarani. Mimi kusema kweli NYOTA beneficiary, mimi among the NYOTA beneficiary na imenisaidia sana. Vile nakaa hapa hivi mimi naendelea na biashara ya kuku. Nilianza I normally supply kuku hoteli sasa Lucky Sama hapo hizo mahoteli, and I always do that I buy na nunua kuku reserve hizo kuku naleta Nairobi. My work ni kuuza kwa hizi mahoteli hapa Lucky Sama. Before NYOTA I was just a graduate from Jomo Kenyatta, sikuwa nimepata kazi bado, but that idea ya hiyo project ya NYOTA ikanisaidia. Now I can look for money for myself without looking for that employment as we wait our own time. But hiyo NYOTA kusema kweli nikikaa hivi at least leo naweza kuwa na kitu kwa mfuko. At the end of the week najua kuna faida na inanipea hasa.
Sasa imekusaidia personally, faida hiyo iko namna gani hapo?
Hiyo NYOTA imenisaidia ya kwamba naweza jikimu kimaisha, naweza jitafutia na naweza fungua biashara mingi juu mpango yangu nimesema asaka ikifika mwezi wa 5 hapo najua nitafungua poultry farm. Ya kwamba nitakuwa nachukua kuku zangu sasa, si naenda kununua soko tena, ili niendeleshe kuinua biashara yangu.
Asante, makofi kabisa. Kwa hivyo vile mimi nasikia unasema ni kwamba you have actually become independent, si ndio?
Yes.
Unaweza kujikimu hapo vizuri kabisa. Lakini tuliambiwa na pia Susan Mangeni kwamba usichukue pesa ya NYOTA uende utafute bibi kama hujaoa. Kwanza wacha biashara ifanye nini? Ikuwe kubwa. Basi let us hear also from somebody else. Nafikiri kuna watu wengine pia wako hapa, tunaona wakiinua mkono. Let's pass on. Today is your day. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you've been able to do with the money and the key messages you want to tell your fellow young people. Please introduce yourself and you tell us what this NYOTA has done for you.
My name is Ven Mogusu.
Yes, Mogusu, tuambie. Ulijua uli-apply aje NYOTA wewe?
Nilikuwa na marafiki zangu.
Na uko na miaka mingapi by the way?
I am 28 years old.
Makofi kabisa. Unajua lazima pia watu wajue ni mayouth kwa sababu hii program is 18 to 29 years and if you have a disability up to 35. Si ndio? Kwa hivyo hata people with disabilities have also been included. Makofi hapo kwa Gava. Ikiongozwa na nani? William Samoei Ruto. Ama namna gani? Haya, sema sasa.
So mimi NYOTA nilijua wakati nilikuwa nafanya kwa an event organization, na enyewe ilikuwa ngumu because events hazikuwa zinakuja every time. So wakati tu tulikuwa na marafiki zangu wakaniambia kuna program ya NYOTA imekuja and just dial and try your luck. Nika dial and then we waited. Na nikapata message kuwa nimekuwa confirmed among the beneficiaries, na for sure mimi nilibenefit kutoka NYOTA, na pesa ambayo nilipata kutoka kwa NYOTA nilianzisha a laundry business.
Laundry?
Yes.
Unatufunulia wewe ni dobi
Yes.
Makofi kwa dobi. No hata umevaa. Baze hiyo tunaita ni jazi
Yes.
Iko safi sana, unangalangala kabisa hapo
Asante.
Kama wale tunasema molomotesi, anaona motesi hapo nyuma yako, anasema manangala kama manana etiko. Muelewi kitu. Yaani uko sawa. Endelea Mgusu.
So I do a laundry business na ninafurahia sana kwa sababu kwa huo wakati mdogo ambao nimefungua laundry business yangu imeniweza pia nikaongeza mashini ambayo nimeongeza mashini ya kuosha viti, kuosha carpets, and it's doing well. So far so good. I've employed 5 people in my business, 2 women and 3 youth.
Wow,
so at least
kabisa.
I'm so happy about NYOTA.
Na pia among the youth kuna boy child
Yes.
Vizuri sana.
They do deliveries for me.
They do deliveries
Yes.
Watu wa mkono
Yeah.
Haya, unasikia story nzuri hapo. These are the future billionaires and billionaires. Ndio? Kabisa. Let's now hear from another person, another young person, the more the merrier. Naona sign language wetu interpreter Judy Kivuva Mwongeli anaendelea kuongeza pale. Anaendelea kuongeza hapo. Yes. What's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Dennis Mutisia.
Ongea kwa nguvu kidogo.
My name is Dennis Mutisia.
Na wewe ni wa Arsenal ama ni Man U? Tunaona umevaa jezi.
Si ndio number 1.
Nyinyi ndio number 1 Okay, sawa, makofi kwa wale ambao ni number 1 lakini waje kusikia wengine kibaru. Haya, tuambie wewe Mutisia.
Okay.
Kumbe nataja Mutisia na kuna Mutisia tu hapo nyuma. Ulikuwa unajua mtu anaitwa Mulu Mutisia? Alikuwa waziri hiyo miaka kitambo huko. Haya, sema.
First nataka kupongeza Gava kwa hiyo.
Speak up young man, boy child. Speak.
Nataka kupongeza serikali kwa hiyo opportunity imepatia vijana kuwa empower na kuwapatia hizo opportunities za kuanza biashara. Nilipopewa pesa yangu, back then nilikuwa nafanya kazi ya car wash. Lakini after nimepewa hii kazi nilienda nika apply pikipiki ya loan na ilitoka last week. Walinipeleka shule, nikasoma, nikapewa driving license. So sasa ndio nafanya kazi na inanipeleka vizuri. The rest of the money nilifungua poultry farming, nikaeka kuku na hazinipeleki vibaya, naona matokeo yake.
Yako na kuku ngapi so far?
Niko na kuku 9.
We, makofi bana. Tunaanza kwenda kukula ingoho ama namna gani? Tuko sawa sana. So message yako kwa vijana utawaambia nini?
First of all, mimi nilikuwa naenda maandamano.
Aya. Ulikuwa wewe ulikuwa na maandamano?
Kuna yenye ilikuwa inaniacha nje. Lakini sasa hata hiyo masaa ndio hakuna. Sasa niko employed. Hakuna vile nitachoose maandamano niache kazi yangu. Hiyo ni mojawapo ya vitu zenye
hiyo nayo ni nzuri. Yaani umesema maandamano maandamano tawe. Imekwisha?
Imeisha kabisa.
Utaki kwenda, wewe uko busy, you are busy.
Niko busy kabisa. Ya pili nitaambia vijana huku nje. Juu actually nikiapply sikuwa peke yangu. Tulikuwa kaa 9 hivi na walikataa kuapply wakasema haiwezi. Mimi nikajaribu na nikaitikiwa. Sasa hawaamini, wanadhani ni AI.
Nafikiri ni AI. Ai, Mutisia, you are very interesting.
Nafurahia sana.
Na sasa wanasemaje wewe Mutisia? Wanakucheki namna gani?
Saa hizi wanauliza tu opportunity. Actually wameapply kwa hiyo job experience.
Lakini wewe uko mbele, wewe uko na 22k na umesave status sio? Na unangojea zingine 25. Makofi wewe unajua kuchora. Nile inasema kama you know the early bird. Wow.
And I'm so happy about it.
Manze, your story is very inspiring. Ama nani mnakubaliana hivyo? Yeah, his story is very inspiring and let's clap for that great opportunity. It's absolutely amazing. Let's just it's amazing to think how this whole issue. Finally, kabla tujaenda break, in less than a minute, there's a lady here in black here. Tumpatie sikia pia na yeye anasema nini. Unaitwa nani na unatoka county gani na yeah.
Hello, I'm Polisha Wahu from Kiambu.
Where in Kiambu in particular?
Kabete, Gitaru.
Oh, wonderful. Gitaru?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a NYOTA beneficiary. And before NYOTA, I had gone to school to do hair and beauty. But I did not have the opportunity to have my own job because my parents didn't afford. So I had to get employed. Nikafanya kazi venye NYOTA ilikuja. I dialed *254#. Then I chose business support. I got the 25,000, 3,000 to my savings, which Ruto atafanya tukue very disciplined in terms of saving. The 22,000.
So there is a saving culture. Makofi hapo. And by the way, before you continue hapo, madam.
Yes.
You see, we used to only save 7%.
Yeah.
Lakini watu kama China wana save 55%. Na saa hii tunataka kuongeza ikuwe 15 iende isonge because since independence saidi tuko na zile do nyingi sana tumesave kwa NSSF 670 billion.
Wow.
Na by the end of this year tutakuwa tumesave 1 trillion. Tutakuwa tukienda kukopa, si ndio?
Yeah.
Haya, tukaribishe PS wetu Susan Auma Mangeni, makofi. So malizia haraka ndio tuende kwa break.
Then I opened my salon. I've employed 2 people. So far so good. And in the next 2 or 3 months, I even have, you see my badge, nimetoka kazi. Sijatoa uniform. In the next 2 months, I'm hoping I will apply like 7 for those who will be doing nails and helping me to do hair. So actually, I'm really grateful for our Excellency William Samoei Ruto because the opportunity, niko shwadi wenye wana blog hawezi tupea. Yeye alikaa chini akaangalia vijana na ametufikiria. So thank you very much. And to those youths wenye wanasema hii ni story ya jaba. Story ya jaba yezi fanya nifunge. You know when you appreciate something, nimefunga job, time yangu imefika, ni come, at least I tell other youths, opportunity ya Gava ikitokea, usisikize anyone. Ebu jaribu, uongeange on your own testimony. Thank you.
Makofi. Kwa hivyo hatutaki mambo ya pako na propaganda za fake news. Now we are going to take a break and this is the Sema Spox. Sema Spox. The 17th edition. When we come back, we hear more from the person behind it who is helping the president to execute this program, PS Susan Auma Mangeni. Keep it right here.
Hizi ni taarifa za wiki hii kutoka ofisi ya msemaji wa serikali, kituo chako cha kuaminika kwa taarifa rasmi za serikali. Serikali imeimarisha ushirikiano na taasisi za kidini katika kuendeleza maendeleo ya taifa. Rais William Ruto awahimiza wawakilishi wa wadi kuunga mkono hazina ya miundombinu na ajenda ya mageuzi. Rais Ruto atia saini miswada 3 ya mageuzi kwa sheria. Mkataba wa shilingi bilioni 80 kuibadilisha Nairobi. Serikali yawahamasisha waathiriwa wa mafuriko wa Mayu na kuwapatia makazi mapya. Naibu Rais Kithure Kindiki asukuma mageuzi ya kuimarisha mpango wa NYOTA na kuongoza matokeo ya mpango wa mageuzi ya uchumi na ajira nchini. Kenya na Egypt zaimarisha ushirikiano wa kimkakati. Mkuu wa utumishi wa umma Felix Koskei ataza uongozi wa unyenyekevu na uwajibikaji mjini Nyeri. Mkurugenzi mtendaji wa Tume ya Kitaifa ya Jinsia na Usawa, Daktari Purity Ngina, ataka sera jumuishi kwa makundi yaliyotengwa na kuhimiza kuimarishwa kwa sheria za kukabiliana na ukatili wa kijinsia mtandaoni pamoja na kulinda ridhaa. Serikali yadhibitisha upya dhamira ya kuwawezesha wafanyabiashara na kuimarisha masoko ya ndani, asema msemaji wa serikali Daktari Isaac Mwaura. Tathmini ya maendeleo ya miundombinu na usalama yafanyika Naivasha. Kenya yaharakisha mageuzi ya kukabiliana na utakatishaji fedha haramu. Kenya yaanza utoaji wa sindano ya muda mrefu wa kinga dhidi ya maambukizi ya virusi vya ukimwi. Serikali yazindua kikosi kazi cha kitaifa kukabiliana na matumizi ya dawa za kulevya. Vitengo vilivyoboreshwa vya mama na mtoto vyaongeza ubora wa huduma za uzazi Nyeri. Kituo cha ubora cha Afrika Mashariki cha tiba cha mfuko wa mkojo na figo nchini Kenya chajiandaa kuwa kitovu cha huduma za afya kanda ya Afrika Mashariki. Wito wa kupambana na mbolea bandia watolewa na Waziri Mutahi Kagwe. Uwekaji wa jiwe la msingi la uwanja wa Thika waimarisha michezo, vijana na maendeleo ya jamii. Kenya yazindua mpango wa uwekezaji na mzunguko wa plastiki kupambana na uchafuzi wa mazingira na kukuza maendeleo endelevu. Kenya na Jamaica zatia saini mkataba wa maelewano MOU kuimarisha mageuzi ya kidijitali katika sekta ya utalii. Kenya yazindua mafunzo ya kujitolea ya vitendo kuwapa vijana ujuzi na kuongeza ajira. Kenya yaendeleza sekta ya ufugaji samaki kwa kuzindua laini ya kisasa ya uzalishaji wa chakula cha samaki, hatua itakayopunguza gharama za lishe, kuongeza uzalishaji wa ndani na kuwawezesha wafugaji. Ni mwisho wa taarifa zetu za wiki hii. Tukutane tena wiki ijayo. Jina langu ni Rahab Adhiambo.
Now, we've heard from our beneficiaries, about 7 of them from different counties, you know, and tumesikia story nzuri sana. Mmoja ameanza dry cleaning, mwingine mpaka ametuambia ako na kuku 9, you know, mwingine ametuambia yani biashara nzuri sana. Kwanza ile imenifurahisha zaidi is one guy who said, I think it's you Mutisia, that wewe umeachana na mambo ya nini? Maandamano, si ndio? Kwa hivyo inaonekana kwamba tukiendelea hivi hata wale wanaitisha maandamano watakuwa hakuna kile ambacho kinaendelea. And we are very happy because the UDA party has actually won all of the seats in Isiolo South MP na West Kabras na yote ya Mbere South wamechukua Ibrore na Mumigi, si ndio? Hiyo ni kumaanisha kwamba people can wana feel Gava, si ndio? Haya basi sasa tuingie katika upande mwingine. Welcome PS Susan Omobayan.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you.
Thank you.
You've done an extremely good job, by the way, Susan. Really, you know, as a government spokesman, and many Kenyans will tell you, hiyo mbio mmekimbia na rais the whole place. I joined you in Kasarani, and even my 2 deputies joined you in Coast and other places. But you've done an extremely good work.
Thank you. It is the president's leadership.
Makofi hapo kabisa. So now, Susan, out of your own volition, maybe if people want to know about you, who is Susan in a nutshell?
Well, Susan is the PS for the State Department of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. If you want the simplest way to define what I do is that I'm in charge of the hustlers.
Yeah,
all
before
hustlers.
To that, Susan,
Yeah.
You connect to that because you have a personal touch. Where do you come from?
You know, that story will require another 1 hour. So, so we can maybe create another opportunity for that. But basically, I will say that 80% of my entire life has been working with the young people and for the young people. And in all sphere, I've been a youth activist.
Yes.
I advocate for youth economic empowerment, not just here in Kenya, but across the world. So I've traveled far and wide in Africa, in America, in Asia, just trying to connect the lives of young people and seeing what can work there and what can work for us, even before I joined the government. I think that's where we met, in the space of trying to make it happen for the youth, again, as a youth. So I love what I do. Yeah. So, I love what I do. I love working for the youth because wao ndio wako. Hakuna mtu, sinyi ndio muko. Today and even tomorrow. It's the young people. And the reason why also I like working for them is because not just numbers, but our current young generation in this country, number one, have gone to school better than most other segment of the population. They are world citizen. They're technologically savvy. They know how to connect. You know, they have ideas. They're innovative. All that they just need is opportunity. And this is the reason why we have this project called NYOTA that brings about opportunities to our young people. So, I mean, that's what I do. So, but also, with regard to now the current administration, I'm also in charge of mobilizing Kenyans at the bottom of the economic pyramid and helping them to put money in the pocket.
So I think PS, before we delve you know, into that whole issue, we actually are very impressed by the people who have come, you know, from across the country. We have seen how, you know, I don't think there has been any other program that has benefited over 100,000 youth at a go. And this is a development partnership between the GOK, the government of Kenya, and also the World Bank. And maybe what we can ask at this point in time is that what exactly is NYOTA and why was it created at this particular time in Kenya's development journey?
Yeah, so NYOTA is a scale-up project from the previous KYOP. I think most of our beneficiaries here by now they know what KYOP means, the Kenya Youth Employment Opportunities Program that was there between I'll say we started quite early around 2016 in terms of preparatory, but it was effective from 2018 up to about 2022 there when we were just coming in. In fact, there was an extension that went to around mid-2023 when we are already in the office. But now, why NYOTA is quite different is in terms of how then we looked at the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, and our objective there is to create more opportunities for our population, more so young people. One, that opportunities that tend to expand jobs.
So let me ask you, PS, who is eligible for this NYOTA, and how can another Kenya determine whether they really qualify?
You know, if there is a program that people already know about it, the basics, what is NYOTA, what it stands for, what are the components, I think NYOTA basically people know. What is it about? It targets 18 to 29 years and up to 35 for persons with disability. But I just wanted to see why, because you started off by saying this is the first program probably that has received this high level attention, and not just from the leadership, but then also from the masses. So then I just wanted to talk about why is it different this time around, because we've had quite a number of initiatives. Some of them are even existing as we speak right now, but probably they've not gained that traction as what we have with NYOTA. One is because of the design framework, and His Excellency the President guided us when we were designing that we must make sure that this project is properly aligned with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda that pledges inclusivity, number one, focus on economic empowerment, and especially looking at sectors, areas that probably can create more jobs to our economy. So first of all, it aligned properly with the agenda of the government.
Are there some hidden costs to this?
I don't know why.
And also, how do you ensure fairness, transparency, and equal regional opportunity?
So when I came in, you were talking to these young people. I do not know if there was any hidden cost throughout the process. For instance, and this is what made it a little bit different in design, because we decided, unlike KYOP, which was through the website, through the apps, when it came to application, this one, we decided it had to go through USSD code. Now we leveraged on the Hustler Fund platform, the *254#, which is already zero rated. So we wanted to give every young person who's qualified, who's eligible, an opportunity at least to be selected, to have a chance of competing and being selected. By doing that, what do I mean? You did not require any airtime. Whether you did not have airtime, through USSD code is zero rated, and that zero rating came about because of the intervention of His Excellency the President when we are coming up with the Hustler Fund platform, so that give everybody an opportunity. So nobody complains, I don't have airtime, I don't have data to access these opportunities. Secondly, we made sure that you did not just need to have a smartphone, but even with your Katululu or the features phone, from wherever you are, you could still apply and compete and get an opportunity to go through the entire process. So that brought about inclusivity at no cost. The only thing that the efforts that these young people needed to do, first of all, is to invite themselves to focus throughout the application process. And when we went to the EAT, which was a small, some sort of a test, a basic test to assess their business mindset, again, because there were 19 questions, right? they needed to concentrate and answer those questions. So when you start application, all that you needed are efforts to ensure that you finalize your application. Secondly, you undertake the entrepreneurship aptitude test up to the end, and then there we went into a randomized selection, especially in areas where we had many people, because we are targeting to empower a minimum of at least 70 in each and every ward, all the 1450 wards across the country. But in terms of targeting, we even went up to selecting up to 84. And I think that's the number that you're working with right now. Number one, there was no hidden cost or any cost attendant to a beneficiary. They just needed their phone to be fully charged or to have some sort of square na low battery. Unaona hiyo? Alafu na bidii yao na mindset yao. That's all that we needed in this program. So there absolutely no hidden costs. In fact, when you are receiving the money through the Pochi la Biashara, we even choose to disperse through the Pochi la Biashara so that we also ring-fence their money from any existing digital loan obligation. So even if you had our Hustler Fund, and so His Excellency the President was so gracious to direct us not to use that money or even to repay. He said, no, let's give our young people the package so that they have come forward, demonstrated they want to do business, they invest in their biashara, and as they start making profit, and then they can now repay some of their loan obligation. So that's how it was disbursed through wallet. And then also in the wallet, we still need to support them. It's one thing to be given money to do business, but also the knowledge and business skills is quite also very important. So that Pochi la Biashara is also loaded with business digital tools that will help them from time to time to understand the sector in which they are doing their business in, the opportunities which are there, how to undertake the stock taking, daily stock taking from time to time, do the various reconciliation at the end of every month, calculate your profit and losses, so that now you have records which you can now go to even a financial institution and ask for enhanced financing. So the question which you're asking, this is a very intentional and deliberate intervention that is targeted. For the first time also you asked, this is the only program. You know why it's also a successful program? Because it is targeted. We said on a number of times we come up with projects and not just government, but all other actors, and imagine that young people are homogeneous. What they don't know that young people reside in different contexts that have got different challenges. Young people also, sometimes they're in spaces with different opportunities. They're blessed in different ways. So when you are coming up with an opportunity, you must first of all underscore the level of intervention, the level of need. So we started saying, let's deal first of all with these young people who most of them have not gone beyond Form 4. This is not to mean that we're gonna forget about those who are also in that other segment, but we are targeting with address almost similar people within similar problems, similar context, and then we also move on now to another level. I think if we come up with targeted initiative, this targeted approach is what will bring maximum
P.S.,
impact.
maybe to cut you a little bit short there, two things that are coming out. Number one, those who have been left out, you know, kuna watu wengine wanakujanga tu saila mambo imeisha ndio wanakuja kupata form. What are the future opportunities? And also, there's still that question of funding. Is it fully funded by the Kenya government? Is it World Bank? I mean, you know, there have been a lot of questions about that.
So let me first of all talk about those who are left before I come to that issue, which is neither here nor there, about fully funded. Now, when we rolled out this intervention and the application, we received more than 2 million young people. Young people. These are not just people, but young people within the age bracket that you're looking for. Of course, we had
against a target of 121,000.
Yes, against a target of 121,000.
But initially, was it about 110? You added some numbers.
Well, initially it was 70-70.
Okay.
Yeah, in each and every ward, but then we enhanced to 84. so that then we can get as many as we can. You see, when we are designing such kind of project, they give you a room of targeting maybe with an additional 20% or so. Because of the response that we got from young people, we decided to hit the maximum target, which was 120, but our minimum was the 100% targeting minimum was 70. So because we were confident, we had interest from young people across each and every ward, we said, why can't we just then maximize? And which is now 84. But again now, out of those 2 million young people, of course, we could only take as much because of also the limited resources to begin with. But what has come out, which is to me is very much fundamental, and as a country we are very much proud, even as a government, is because whereas other economies are struggling to promote entrepreneurship among its young population and encouraging them to gain entry into entrepreneurship, the Kenyan young population is up in arms, and it has come out and has demonstrated their highest interest in entrepreneurship. So they kind of made our work become a little bit easy, because already there is that intention. And there's nothing as good as presiding over a population that is already aligned to what you're trying to do.
Does it mean, if somebody was to ask that, yes, that the people who are targeted were already doing business? Or?
Well, not necessarily. I'm just, because I will not say that all those 2 million were doing business. When I say that now the propensity of the Kenyan young people to gain entry into business as demonstrated now with the NYOTA experience is very high. This is a very good thing to our economy.
So that means
yes,
we are very enterprising people. Makofi hapo?
Yeah, that is the point. That we've always said that, and remember also this project also sought out to kind of address some of the stereotypes and to prove them wrong that have been saying, number one, young people cannot do business, or there are only a few communities or certain communities in this country that can do business. So you saw the response from each and every community was extremely high. So it shows that those stereotypes that have been existing have now been
shattered.
Yeah. So what we need to do, we just need to keep on supporting our young people, provide more enablers to them with such kind of intervention at all levels. Now we're dealing with what we say, those that probably did not progress beyond for secondary level of education, but we still have some other young people also who are in universities, college students that we are going to support. Now you're asking me whether these young people who came up were doing business. Yes, their dream is to do business, as it was expressed. Some of them already doing hustle here and there. All that they needed was for us to support them into organizing their hustle. Like our good friend here, she's a saloonist, meaning she was already doing some hustle. But now this opportunity comes in to help her and many other young people who are already doing something to expand.
To expand
so
and
you
to
have
organize
your
and
to organize.
Formalize.
And they will tell you, even during the training, one thing that came up, what they thought was the way of doing business, I'm sure now that their thinking was reorganized. So
yes,
how they have positioned.
Our time is up. You can imagine. So in the next less than 1 minute, you can tell us.
How is our time up?
I'm telling you, the time is really up. It really goes very fast. So you can tell us the way forward for NYOTA going forward, what we expect after the first tranche.
Yeah.
And then also your closing remarks and reflections.
So thank you. But you asked me another question, whether this money, who owns the money? And I will answer you by another question. If today you walk to our banks, our commercial banks, KCB, Equity, or those that are there, even in your circle, and you borrow a facility, does that facility belong to the bank or does it belong to you? So I think you don't need even to answer me. Ni ya bank ama ni yako. Ukichukua loan kwa KCB, inakuwa ya KCB ama inakuwa yako? Thank you. So I've already answered that question. So the way forward and the next steps, right now, we are preparing now to go to mentorship period. After 1 month or so, we will come back in a classroom training which they already know the steps. And then from the classroom training of about 3 days, 2 days serious, you know, revisiting some of the business modules, how to position brand your business here. There will be also the, what we call the kind of the market experience.
I think I'm being told that you wind up because of time.
No, I'm going to wind up. Relax, relax.
Kidogo kwa sababu ya
Yeah,
muda kidogo.
I know they need to do their news and stuff. Then after that, we will disburse to them. There's around April there, we'll be doing the second and the final installment disbursement. Umesikia maneno?
So I think tuachie hapo. PS, simama hapa tafadhali, kuja kidogo, muda imekwisha.
Sasa tujamaliza.
Tutakuita wakati mwingine.
And then, this is very important news even for KBC, and I want to thank them. I want to say after that.
Less than 20 minutes.
20 seconds.
20
minutes, that's good. Okay. And so, what I want to say now, let me stand up so that you can be comfortable that we are winding up. So His Excellency the President has actually said, from the next financial year around July, we are going to roll out another intake to support those young people that probably did not make in this first phase. We are likely to have, between now June, because when we disburse in April, we are likely to roll out another call. Then by the time we reach next year around this time, probably we'll have rolled out 2 other intakes. Just to support many young.
I think kwa sababu ya muda, we will reach there because we need to go back to studio. Sisi issue inaitwa Sema na Sports. Nyinyi watimameni yote, inaitwa Sema na Sports. And we are very happy to have the 17th edition. Until next time, tunasema mimi ni Mkenya. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo.